Welcome to this week's Smackdown review. Now, I remember last week when I was doing the Raw review, I told you I was going to show you a side-by-side picture of Braun Strowman and my friend Trent. Well, guess what? I'm going to do it tonight. As a matter of fact, we're going to start talking about Smackdown Live, but I'm going to go ahead and get into a little bit of a controversial move I'm going to say here tonight, is that WWE has used Jinder Mahal just to get the India audience, but yet they give this man no TV time, no chance to build his brand. This is all about WWE getting fans in India without giving Jinder Mahal hardly any exposure on American TV to build his brand. Jinder Mahal is not, in WWE's eyes, considered a WWE champion. This is just a marketing move so they can get India, the fans of India, to watch their programming. Which, if I was in India, I wouldn't watch it. Even if Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion. These people are taking a guy that could be a legitimate star heel, and they're doing nothing with him. He had a match with Randy Orton tonight. Okay. He's beat Randy Orton the last 3 pay-per-views. Okay. Well, they've all been controversial. They've not really done nothing for him. And when we do have SmackDown, the only time he gets more airtime on the pay-per-views or the events or whatever you want to call them than he does on the actual TV. They have him in no storylines hardly. He has not done anything since being WWE champion. But I guarantee you, if John Cena was WWE champion, he'd be the first segment on every night, and he'd be on there as much as he could. But I'm not saying that Jinder Mahal has got the star power of John Cena. I'm just saying that you want to build his brand. He's a heel. He's an opportunist for a big-time heel factor on this TV show, and you're not giving him nothing to run with. You're really not. You're actually giving more time to Ty Dillinger, who thinks he's a 10. He's barely a damn wrestler. I'm sorry. He's not nothing special about him. He will not be a WWE champion. He'll be lucky if he's even the WWE tag team champion, much less anything. He'll just be another name on the roster, and that is it. Okay, so now that I got that venting out of my system, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But let's get to SmackDown Live first. SmackDown Live opened with John Cena talking about last week's match and how he respects Nakamura and this and that, and said Nakamura's the better man. Okay, you lost, John. And you was even surprised. So there we go. Then he's interrupted by Baron Corbin. Oh, my gosh. Corbin's on the mic. I mean, he's a goof. He's not good on the mic. His wrestling skills are about the same as Lana's. Neither one of them can wrestle. I mean, Baron Corbin has got as much talent in his body wrestling as Lana does, which is not very much. Baron Corbin is a terrible wrestler, and he's terrible on the mic. He is not entertaining to me, and I do not see no star power in him. You had star power in somebody that had had the Money in the Bank that did not win the championship, in Damien Sandow, Mizdow, whatever you want to call him, and you didn't do nothing with him. But you're going to do something with this lanky goof that can't even put a wrestling hold on to save his life? I mean, really? And he can't even talk on the mic. I mean, Ellsworth is more interesting than Baron Corbin. Ellsworth is 10 times better on the mic than Baron Corbin. Ellsworth's been gone for 30 days. Okay, 30 days. You send Baron Corbin somewhere for 30 days, and when he come back, we wouldn't even know who he was. That's how irrelevant Baron Corbin is on WWE television. He sucks. And I don't know why you're pushing him. All right, so let's go to the next one. Let's keep into this. They kept calling him a dumpster fire. Hell, a dumpster fire is more interesting than Baron Corbin. All right, so Daniel Bryan comes out. He makes it official. We already knew it was coming. John Cena versus Baron Corbin at SummerSlam. I will be more than surprised if Baron Corbin's not going to beat John Cena clean. John Cena loses clean very seldom. He's not going to lose clean to Baron Corbin. And if he does, as big of an advocate as, I mean, I'm not a big advocate on John Cena. I like John Cena. I think he's good in business. He's very entertaining. If Baron Corbin, somehow WWE's got the dumb, which they do have dumb thoughts on this stuff, and because I got a segment coming up that is more interesting, the most interesting thing WWE does on their TV. Now, I told you last week that I was not going to do a Raw review. I will be doing Raw reviews every now and then, but I'm going to be doing Smackdown Live reviews every week because it's the one I can watch easier than watching 3 hours of Raw. But Daniel Bryan makes it official with John Cena and Baron Corbin, but Baron Corbin cannot beat Cena with a clean finish. It's going to be some kind of jazzy up move because I honestly think that they're trying to push this Baron Corbin and they're trying to get him with every star power they can get him with. They've got him with Nakamura. Nakamura and him did not mesh very well at all. Their match at Battleground sucked. Their match on SmackDown was an improvement, okay? It was an improvement. Nothing great, but it was an improvement. But this Baron Corbin, when the fans were chanting dumpster fire, I was thinking a dumpster fire is more interesting than Baron Corbin. Terrible. Okay, so let's get to our first match. It was the Usos taking on Sami Zayn and this Ty Dillinger guy that, of course, they're going to put two Canadians together. And for the first time, Ty Dillinger didn't come out with that goofy-looking thing that makes him look like an idiot. But a 10? Son, if you're a 10, then I'm a millionaire because you're just nothing special about you. I'm sorry. I will say this much: you got more talent than Byron Saxton. I'm so stuck on Baron Corbin right now that it's not even funny. Just no talent. To me, I don't get it. The only reason I can get it is they're pushing him because he's tall. He's not really that big. He's just lanky and tall. He's not, no charisma, nothing. I mean, what have I got around here? This water bottle has more personality than Baron Corbin. Maybe that's because the chosen one just drank from it. Woo! All right. So Sami Zayn and this Ty Dillinger, perfect 10, took on the Usos. The Usos win with a tequila sunrise and a submission. It was an okay match. Nothing special. All right, after the match, the Usos mocked New Day. New Day did come out. It got a little heated. He was just going to put the big end, or whatever it's called, the big E, to one of the Usos. The other Uso pulled him out, saved by the bell. Okay, then we go to the Fashion Peak segment. This right here is entertainment. The Fandango, the Tyler Breeze, the Ascension. I like this. I like Fashion Peaks. It's very interesting. It entertains me and keeps me entertained, and I like that show. I like the thing. The Tyler was talking to the Ascension, and the only reason the Ascension were in there was because of the free pie. He said, "Where's Dango?" And then Fandango appeared. He says aliens got him. He said he liked the anal probes. Arn Anderson walks in. Did you destroy Tully the horse? And, pretty much said, yeah, you should have named him Arn. And then he took 2 donuts and left. The segment was overall the best part of the Tonight Show. Fashion Peaks was it tonight. That was the show. Okay, Charlotte Flair versus Lana. And my gosh, Lana is a joke wrestling. I'm sorry. She's eye candy. That's all she is. She's not a wrestler. She's eye candy. Whatever you want to say about that, you can hate me or whatever, but Lana is eye candy. She is not a wrestler. Her wrestling matches Goldberg's wrestling matches last longer than hers. All right? She's terrible. Sorry. Charlotte Flair has too much talent to be taking on somebody like this with the lack of talent. They should have put Lana against Ellsworth. A match with Ellsworth versus Charlotte would be more interesting than Charlotte versus Lana. Charlotte's just got too much talent to be taking on Lana with the lack of talent. They should have put Lana with somebody else. I mean, put her with somebody that's a jobber. Something. Build her up that way. But you're throwing her in there with legitimate wrestlers, and she just can't hang. She's eye candy. She should be by Rusev's side. She is not a wrestler. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Charlotte won with a figure eight. Oh, and this is another little thing I was going to say about Lana. Bryan Alvarez's personality is a hair better than her wrestling skills. All right. So Charlotte wins with submission, the figure eight, and then we go to a commercial. We come back from the commercial, and as Shane O'Mac comes out, brings Kevin Owens out, AJ Styles comes out. We have a little throw in, Kevin's saying this is why you shouldn't want Shane as the referee. And here comes the video from one of the Smackdowns before WrestleMania where AJ attacked Shane, and then AJ also. Kevin also threw out the Shane McMahon trust factor in the match by showing the Stone Cold 1998 Survivor Series match where Shane started the count 1-2 and then, stopped and flipped off Austin. Well, that comes to an end, and then Owens brings up the screw job and says Brett deserved it. Of course, that's to get heat from the Canadians. We know. Kevin, with a cheap shot, and then AJ Pele kicked Shane, which, ended very well. So here we go with some tension between the factors. And then we had Lana and Tamina backstage segment. Let's see, this is what I'm talking about. Tamina, who actually has wrestling talent. They won't do nothing with her. But they're trying to push Lana, who don't know nothing about wrestling. She don't know what a suplex is. And yet they're pushing her over a legitimate talent who is also the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy the Superfly Snuka. They're going to push Lana? My gosh. All right, so then we had Naomi versus Carmella. Ellsworth interfered. Carmella picked up the win. I was glad to see Ellsworth back. That was a little more entertainment value. Carmella picked up the win. Perfect way for her to pick up the win. Kind of builds that little thing up with her and her Money in the Bank situation. Then we had Ellsworth, Carmella, and Natalya backstage. Natalya telling Carmella and them they better not interfere or ruin her SummerSlam moment, which I'm glad she is finally getting. She's got talent. She deserves a shot at the women's title. Okay. Main event was Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton, a grudge match, and it was an okay match. Nothing that we hadn't already seen, but Jinder Mahal goes for the Colossus, and Randy Orton turns it into an RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton picks up the win, and as we're fixing to go off the air, Rusev attacks Randy Orton as SmackDown Live goes off there. My personal opinion on tonight's show, if I was going to give it 10 being the best, 0 being the worst, I'm going to give it a 4. SmackDown was a 4 tonight. The only segment that really picked it up to that 4 was the Fashion Peaks and Ellsworth's interference in the women's match tonight. The rest of it, beyond mediocre. That's just my opinion. All right, so now we're going to get to the part to where I was going to show my buddies thing. So let me pull it up here. Hold on. Give me just 1 second. All right. This is the first one. Okay, so let's go to it. Now, my buddy Trent does look like Braun Strowman. So I was telling you about this last week on the Raw review and said I was going to show it on the Raw review this week, but I didn't do Raw last night because I didn't get to watch it. So no point in me giving my opinion if I didn't watch it, right? So here we go with the first pick. Let's check it out right now. Now, as you can see here, he looks just like him. Really? What's there to deny there that he looks like it. So that's the first pick. Now we'll do the second pick here. Let's see if I can find the second pick. And here it is. Let's do it. You ready? And there's the second pick of my buddy Trent and Braun Strowman. Oh my God, they could have been brothers. I believe they were. Trent, you need to check on that. You need to check. I'm telling you, buddy. Something's not adding up here, buddy. You are kin to Braun Strowman somehow. I mean, you really are. We need to get you in the WWE, brother. I mean, you got it down pat. There's no doubt. So just do something. Talk to your mama about something because you look just like you. But that's good. I guess wrap it up this week. Really nothing interesting to say. I will be doing my Smackdown predictions next week after next Friday or so. But I'm coming up with some new programming. We'll have some new shows added on here that I'm going to do weekly. Maybe some old school pay-per-view reviews. If you're down for that, just comment. But make sure you subscribe, comment, review, like, whatever it is. Share this video. Get the message out there. Let everybody know about the chosen one, baby. Because we're going to come and we're going to take over YouTube. So make sure you get in my reviews. Subscribe, rate, like, whatever, comment. If you want me to do some old school pay-per-view reviews, you can comment a pay-per-view down there and I'll review it. And we'll have it up because I'm going to start trying to do that on Thursday nights. But we'll see if I can get one going for this Thursday. If I get one going for this Thursday, maybe you can pick one next Thursday for me. Or we'll have 4 options, whatever. But this is the chosen one, baby. And I think it's time to wrap it up.